are listening to a One Pint Stand, a Minnesota craft beer podcast that tells the stories of craft beer in Minnesota and beyond. So kick back, relax, and grab a cold one. The show starts now. Hello, my name is Dan Bobian, and I write, produce, and host a One Pint Stand. I'm ecstatic that you are listening. This Minnesota craft beer podcast is a great way for me to share my passion for craft beer with others. This particular episode features my conversation with Chip Meyer and Ryan Brown. They are the co-owners of the Twin Cities Oktoberfest, which, in case you did not know, is the fourth largest Oktoberfest in the United States. This fantastic celebration takes place at the Minnesota State Fairgrounds on the weekend of Friday, October 6th and 7th. It will feature live music, fantastic local craft beers, and an array of food vendors that literally will have something for everyone. So, let's head out to Liftbridge Brewing Company for my conversation with Chip and Ryan on a One Pint Stand. Cheers! All right, welcome to another on-location episode of a One Pint Stand. My name is Dan Bobian, and I am the host of this Minnesota craft beer podcast. And today we are at Liftbridge Brewing Company, sitting here with the minds behind the madness of the Twin Cities Oktoberfest, Ryan Brown and Chip Meyer. Gentlemen, thank you so much for sitting down with me to talk beer and Oktoberfest.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
We probably need to
let's
do a
get
little.
Yeah.
There we go, sound effects. And very apropos, we're drinking the Liftbridge Oktoberfest to talk about, what, I'm not going to say it's my favorite time of the year, but
I'll say it. It's our favorite.
Oktoberfest is up there. And so you all have been involved with the Twin Cities Oktoberfest for a while. You're out and about. I've seen you. You're always wearing your lederhosen, which is great. They're not wearing it now, but they have these spiffy Twin Cities Oktoberfest T-shirts. That many people have said you should do a video podcast, and this would be one of those times because these are some snazzy get-ups.
I have a face for radio, so this is better.
I've been told that too. So it's a very odd juxtaposition about that. So before we start getting into the pretzels and sausage of the fest, let's talk about how each of you became interested in craft beer. Because I think that's always everybody has like a different way into this wonderful beverage that we all love. So
our origin story.
Yeah, right? The origin story.
Well, I guess I'll start. So in college, I worked at a liquor store in over the border in Hudson. That's where I'm from, and I just remember, too, it was kind of the transition at that time from imports. Like, imports were seen as the best beers out there. And it was just like when it started to change that local was more important and better varieties of beers and things. And so it was like, man, you use that employee discount and you would take home different beers and try it. And that's when I really kind of got excited about that. And then in also conjunction with working at the Minnesota State Fair as a bartender and just like trying those new beers that we would have on tap.
Yeah, I guess like for me, it's a lot of it had to do with the Minnesota State Fair, working the booth there, as we would have different beers. A lot of it at the time, it's like, we were sponsored by either Leinenkugel's, or then it was Greenbelt Premium, then it was Greenbelt, and then also Summit. So it's get involved that way. But I've also been lucky to have a lot of friends that are really into craft beer. So it was like, obviously in college in the early 90s for me, it was always Busch Light Draft. It's like, that's what you drink.
Yeah.
You can have like 20 of them. And but it's like, eventually it's like, that's the flavor you're not looking for that, You're looking for something more, something a little bit more zest. And it's like, I think between the fair and my friends, it was just kind of like one of those, it's like, this is the type of beer I like, the type of beer I enjoy. And it's like, kind of worked. It's gotten more and more as it's gone along.
Yeah.
More adventurous,
And now I tell everybody, in my opinion, we're in the golden age of craft beer.
Yeah.
There's so many good things. Finally, in Minnesota, I think that we're reaching the point where we should be mentioned in the same conversations as San Diego and Denver and Portland, just because we have not only such a wide variety of different places to go and things to drink, but the quality is getting to the point where it's really high.
Yeah.
And I know that we're sitting here in the Liftbridge tap room, and they were one of the early. As soon as you could have a tap room, they had this place open, and they've been around a long while.
15 years.
15 years, and the anniversary is coming up.
Yeah, in September.
Okay.
Yeah. September 9th, we'll have a big blast. So I will give the disclosure that I am the event manager for Liftbridge, and I started last October, so it's awesome. But yeah, learning those little facts, like I was chatting with our owners, Dan and Brad, and they were saying how they were the second tap room when the applications went in. And now I don't remember what that other tap room was, but they're no longer around. But so
It's
they're
gotta
the
be
only.
Harriet, I'm guessing.
Maybe.
Yeah, that'd be what I would.
I'm going to
guess.
defer to
The
our expert
Yeah,
here.
the expert, yeah.
Yeah.
And so they're the longest continuously run tap room in the state. So
Yeah, this was my first craft beer tap room in Minnesota back in 2010.
Yeah.
And actually, Brad gave the tour.
that's awesome.
Yeah, so that's it's kind of interesting. It's so funny to look back now and see all the equipment, just how this place has grown.
Yeah.
I mean, when he did the tour, it was a lot of space, but it was a lot of empty space.
Yeah.
So they had room to grow. But this has always kind of been, Liftbridge has always, it was kind of like the first place where I started really kind of understanding the local craft beer culture. I would come out here to a lot of the different release parties that they'd have throughout the year, the Silhouette party. I always loved the Irish coffee stout. That was always a good time. They'd always have a lot of really fun music and different things, and so Liftbridge has a special place in my heart.
Mine too.
Yeah. So, how did you two get to know each other? You're kind of the dynamic duo behind the Twin Cities Oktoberfest. Does this friendship go back a long while?
Actually, it started as co-workers at the state fair, at the booth we work at, Shanghai Henry's. At the time, it was called the International Grill and
World's
Beer
Fair.
Garden. World's Fair, International Grill and Beer Garden.
FARE.
Yeah. So we started there. Like, I've been there. This is my 29th year this year. His 21st. So we met, his first year there, and it's like, as bartenders. And that's we just kind of growing.
Ryan was like the head bartender. Him and his buddy Joel, like they were the head bartenders. So any kind of when you're younger, because you are my senior, I defer to you. But you look up to those guys, and when you kind of got like the head nod or good job or whatever, you really take that to heart or whatever. And it was like, I think my first fair was 2000, I think, was my first fair. And so it's like, I've been back every year since, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's one of those where we're both sports fans, and it's like Packers for him, Vikings for me, Badgers, Gophers, and it's
one of those.
So, so funny thing, like our corporate name, we're Twin Cities Oktoberfest, obviously is what we do business as, but our corporate name is Golden Badger Events, is because Golden Gophers and the Badgers. So it's
okay.
With our LLC name. So it's So there's a little rivalry there, but at the same time, it's a fun rivalry. We have there's a lot of jokes going back and forth.
Yeah. Interesting. So you meet at the state fair.
Mm-hmm.
As we were talking before I hit record, because I needed to get a couple of my facts straight, because the Twin Cities Oktoberfest has been going for 13 years.
Yep.
And was at the fairgrounds. You both have been owners of it for 6 years, correct?
Yeah, 6 year, yes.
We bought it in 2017.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't count the year that was canceled, obviously, but so
right.
So we have 6 year.
I'm trying to, brainwash that whole year.
We all are.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So I guess I'm going to ask a two-part question. First, number one, where does the fascination about Oktoberfest, where did it start? And then when did you decide that you wanted to kind of like take on this crazy event that happens? I mean, it's kind of hard to, I'm sure, for most people to really understand because it's like one weekend party. But really, for you all, it's not just one weekend. It's you probably sleep in your lederhosen once we get to the end. Which no judgment here, folks.
Yeah. If they fit better, I would.
But yeah, talk to me about like where the love of Oktoberfest comes from.
Well, so Ryan has worked every single Oktoberfest, so including the earliest,
the oddball 10th year.
Yeah,
that was, we don't count that as one of the 13 years.
So that was back in like 05 or 06
it was
or
like
something.
A previous shot at it. So,
but he worked. So our boss that we worked for at the state fair, he had started the Oktoberfest, the version that we're in, alternate reality, in 2010. And so you worked every single one, and I think actually because of my travel schedule for work, like I don't think my first one was in 2016, I think. So.
Well, yeah, because you would take off so much time to work the fair, so you'd have to go back to your regular gig at that point. But so for me, it's like my fascination really much started when I started working at the event in 2010. It was just like to see what it started out pretty small and pretty difficult. So our owner, and he sank some money into it to make it big. And we've always been in the same building since 2010. And it's like it started out, really tiny, struggling. To hey, you mentioned Groupon before we recorded.
Yeah.
We had a Groupon. All of a sudden, the first year we had a Groupon, it exploded. And you saw what it become, and you saw how much fun people had doing it. And that's what it really. I saw. It's like wow, people like. You go out for St. Patrick's Day, you go out for, Oktoberfest. People are just having fun, and that's what I liked about it. And that's what I think is it really sold me on why I wanted to be involved with Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
It is people have fun. It's like it's this people that's out there, joking around, having a few beers, dancing.
My favorite line that I mean, it's not a line. It's kind of your mantra. Ryan's mantra is that we would go to Twin Cities Oktoberfest even if we didn't own it, because it's just a fun event.
Yeah,
and I feel the same way. Like sometimes it's like, oh, I'm working. I remember the first year that we owned it. Somebody comes and says, "Hey, there's a problem in the bathroom in the women's bathroom," and I'm like, I looked around and I was like, oh. All right, I'll go grab the mop. And so there I was in my lederhosen, and a friend of mine took a picture of me with the mop in my lederhosen. And I'm like, wow, we're the business owners, so you've got to do that. Sometimes it's messy work.
Yeah.
So this year's Oktoberfest, before we get too deep in the down the conversation rabbit hole, give us the dates for this year's, the 2023 Twin Cities Oktoberfest, and where can people buy tickets?
Yeah, you bet.
So October 6th and 7th, so it's a Friday night, 5 to 10, and then Saturday, or 5 to 11, sorry about that, and then Saturday noon to 10. And on the State Fairgrounds in the Progress Center, a big beer hall. Which is a great, and a big tent out back.
I mean, that's what we always say, that the thing that distinguishes us, because, I mean, you've been to a million Oktoberfests, and we'll have our own Oktoberfest here at the brewery, but what distinguishes Twin Cities Oktoberfest is it feels like a German beer hall.
Yeah.
Like, it's a historic building, and especially during, Saturday afternoon when the sun's coming through the panes of glass that are up around, and it's streaming onto the floor. I mean, I was at Munich in 2007 or 8 for Oktoberfest, and you're in a tent. I mean, they build a 5,000 person, 5,000 or 6,000 person tent, but it feels like, a German beer hall. Yeah. And this is the closest that I've ever been to. I've been to, numerous Oktoberfests, and this is the one that I'm like, this is awesome. You can't replicate that.
Yeah.
Super awesome.
It is a good feel, and I love all the decorations,
Yeah.
and it just, it feels like a party when
Yeah.
you walk in. There's just a festive atmosphere with all the tables,
Right.
and there's quite a crowd
Yeah.
that shows up. I think that's exciting. So if somebody wants to buy tickets, where can you just, walk up, or do you need tickets beforehand? How does that work?
Couple options. Obviously, buy tickets beforehand is the best way to get our mugs because we have, every year we have special edition mugs we put out, only 1,000 of them, actually about 750 of them. And beforehand, I go to go to our website. There's a little button on there that says buy tickets, or you can go to Eventbrite and search on their site. And, you just type in Twin Cities Oktoberfest. It's obviously the first hit. So those are the two spots to buy beforehand. We will always have tickets available at the door. Because wristbands, if you don't want to drink, it's free to come in. If you have kids.
Oh, okay, that's good to know.
So if you're the designated driver, or you don't want to drink, or your kids are going along, or whatever, or you're not 21,
It's free to come in.
Free to come in and hang out, eat, shop, whatever, play games. If you want to drink, the wristbands are $10. So right now it's 50% off wristbands, so they're $5 online. And there's a little $5 discount on our mug package, which includes the mug and the first beer in that mug and your wristband.
Yeah.
It's $20 for that.
Oh, that's not a bad
It's a pretty
deal.
good deal. And
Yeah.
they're nice mugs, the kind you drop on the ground that don't break. Unless, as we learned, unless you throw it on the ground like one of our...
Uh-oh.
Actually, it was a friend of ours.
Old Butterfingers.
He had a few that day. Anyway, so those are the two... That's the best way to buy tickets, either through our website or Eventbrite.
And our website is tcoktoberfest with a K.com.
Yep.
So,
And then walk-up sales will be there. So we'll have, if we have any mugs left over to sell at that time, they'll be for sale at the door. But if we plan correctly or if we do a good job, those won't be available at the door. So I definitely suggest buying the mug package beforehand. The discount will be available through Labor Day. And then after that, it'll be regular price, and at the door, they're regular price, and wristbands are regular price at the door.
Okay.
And we also have discounted ticket bundles on there right now. So I think it's $1 off a beer, I think, if you buy them right now. So you can buy them ahead of time. So you probably aren't going to an Oktoberfest if you're only going to buy one beer. So
no, I've never. I don't know.
Chances are. So it's ways, so buy them up ahead of time. So.
Yeah. So let's talk. So you've been, you'd gone to the Twin Cities Oktoberfest multiple times, and then when did you first start chatting about hey, maybe?
Well, if we want to buy it, so the boss, the owner of it at the time, the guy that created it, he approached me in 2015 saying, this is before Chip had worked there, and Chip and I obviously knew each other really well at that point, but he had said, this might be something I'm going to sell you. I want to sell you if you want.
And the reason being was, at the time he had a full-time job, plus he ran the booth at the fair, and then it was less than a month later is Oktoberfest.
Sure.
So he was just I don't want to do this.
That sounds exhausting.
It's gassed.
And and it was just and he offered it to us because he knew that we would do a good job with it and we would run with it, but it was also kind of I always say it was kind of a thank you. You can't just you may have heard you can't just sell booths at the state fair, so we could never buy into his booth at the fair. It doesn't work that way. And so we were it was just I say it was kind of a thank you to us that, we bought it from him. So it wasn't free or anything like that, but it was just a really cool thing to have this opportunity to run with it. So
he knew we'd have the, he doesn't have the energy because he does, but it's he knew we'd have the energy to make it even better than it was and to make some of the tough choices to make the better changes. There's some long-standing relationships in Oktoberfest, even though it only went back at that point 6 years, but a lot of that stuff predated Oktoberfest, friendships and what. So we knew we would have the ability to make changes if we needed to make it better. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And we have, and it's been tough at that same time, but we've made those changes.
Right. And it's not we just walked in the first day and it's hey, let's make wholesale changes and change everything. It's don't don't if it's not broke, don't fix it, right?
Right,
Kind of a thing. So we've made incremental changes, but at the same point, we've almost doubled the attendance for the event.
Yeah.
So last year we had in the day and a half of the event, we had like 6,500 people through the door, which sounds crazy, but we also have a tent outside, and we've been very blessed the last 2 years with really nice weather. So it's like people have been able to go out on the lawn out back and play games and just hang out and enjoy everything that Oktoberfest has to offer.
How did you go? Like, what was your process for trying to grow it as you continue to grow it? I know that there's a lot of room in that you could fit.
Oh, we could rent more and more space if we wanted to.
Yeah. So is the in a perfect world, if you both could wave your magic wands tomorrow, and how big do you think it can go?
Well, I always say that it comes down to the limitations on what we can do as a couple of people with full-time jobs, and he's got a couple of young kids, and it's like if we were, I think it could really, we could double it again or triple it.
Yeah,
we can get up to the Kansas City Oktoberfest size, I believe, and it's a matter of bringing on people to do some of the work that we do. It's like there's only so much. I mean, it's like we do. Yeah, we have a lot of help at the event, but when it comes to pre-event, we're marketing. We're doing. I mean,
it's you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, you talked about like the decorations in the building. I hung every single one of those decorations. Last year we got a scissor lift, so I was able to pretty much do it by myself. Yeah. But I mean, before that, it was like Ryan would push me around on scaffolding on wheels, and we would go around.
That sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, we need a couple of young Chip and Ryans out there. We always joke about to do some of the heavy lift. But anyway, so we think we have space to put up 2, 3, 4 tents that we have. Like we have the 60 by 60 tents. We could do multiple of those tents if we wanted to. Yeah, because we rent that whole space back there. It's just grass right now. It's a matter of how much we want to.
But
how many people we want to bring in?
How we kind of approach it was for the first 10 years, we had just one beer sponsor.
Okay.
And as you know, there's only so many discretionary dollars that everybody has, right?
Right.
And I always say, and every brewery these days has their own Oktoberfest. So we were like, how can we, try to grab some of those people that might be going to these? And so our idea was, why not open this up and have multiple brewery partners involved, and so that I can go to an Oktoberfest, or I can go to Twin Cities Oktoberfest, and I can try 4 different Oktoberfest beers instead of just be like, well, I mean, I love my Liftbridge Oktoberfest, but I also want to try the Udepuls Oktoberfest, or the Lupulin Oktoberfest, or like a great cider from Sociable Cider, So it's like, and that's what we kind of did. And when we did that, it was just like, wow.
Yeah. It was the first, it was almost like an instant change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we could see, too, the average age of our attendees went down. That in 2021, it probably dropped 10 years.
Sure.
So we probably went from the upper 30s as an average age to the upper 20s, which was really neat to see that.
Well, I think it's nice that it's at the fairgrounds.
Oh, yes.
If somebody is living in a certain area and they're not like, there's an Oktoberfest up in we'll use Lupulin for example. Let's say you live in Burnsville and you're like, oh, there's a Oktoberfest at Lupulin. I've never been there. That's a long way. But I could try their Oktoberfest at the fairgrounds. Right. Well, they're probably going to the fair anyway, so it's a familiar.
They know where
thing.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we call it, we're in the heart of the Twin Cities, right? Yep. Everybody knows where it is. It's free parking. You don't have to worry, about that. It's close to everywhere. Every taxi driver, every Lyft and Uber driver knows right where the fairgrounds is. Yep. And so it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, fantastic. So you were talking about growing it. What were some of the other things that, once you kind of took it over, you were like, well, maybe if we tweak this could be kind of interesting. What are some of the changes that you've made to it over the years that people have really responded positively to?
Well, a couple different ones. I would say our food options have changed. It's like it used to be one big food vendor and then a couple tiny, like one dessert one type of thing. And even that, I think it was not even one pretzel vendor, basically. Well, we changed that. Now it's like we bring in multiple food vendors. It's like there's, this year, 6 different food options besides the pies from Tipsy Pies. And it's like, that was one. Another thing is music. We still have a lot of the same daytime music, but we changed our night game to have and that's a thing. After 7 o'clock, 7:30 at night, we changed it to a band, like a band that could play. This year it's rock and roll and some soul music, and then soul. We talked about doing a country band at some point too, one of these years, and it's like that makes a big difference, at night, because during the day, we have the Oompa Loompa German music. It's there. It's got some great bands, but it's at night people want to like let loose a little bit more. That's an option.
Well, we had noticed that people were leaving early. Like, I mean, if you're going to go there,
8 o'clock,
7:30, 8 o'clock, and it's like, oh, we still have this venue, this awesome venue. Like, we want to keep people there.
Yeah.
And so it was a really neat change to be able to do that. And, and just some smaller things too. Like, we kind of flip-flop the layout of the building, and we moved our band from the one side down to the other. Yeah. And it really kind of opened up the flow of it. And it was just like being open to new ideas, just new vendors. Like, I mean, this year we're even like, we've had traditional German foods available, but it's also like, oh, well, not everybody, I mean, I've eaten more bratwurst I'm from Wisconsin too, so I've eaten more bratwurst.
It's your birthright.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like not everybody likes bratwurst. Right. Maybe somebody wants, so we brought in, our friends and partners over at Big Guy's Barbecue, a couple of years ago, and it was an awesome addition. And so it's cool to see that, and just to have other additions and tweaks to it. So.
Right.
So this year, 2023, talk me through, you're obviously, here we are, we're recording this, Friday, August 11th.
Yep.
When do you start really ramping up the promotion? Well,
a couple weeks ago.
When did I guess the better question
the promotion part? Oh, go ahead.
When did you both start sleeping in your lederhosen to break it in? Really, that's what the people want to know. But yeah, when do you kind of like? What's your when you kind of like? All right, time to start kind of ramping up. And I guess answer that question. I have a bunch of questions, so we'll do one at a time.
Okay.
So it kind of goes in spurts. Like earlier in the year, you got to do. You start reaching out to bands and getting them booked sooner rather than later. Because you want to wait until we did book our latest one just a couple weeks ago. But
like the German bands they're booked a year in advance.
Yeah, usually you reach out to them like a week or two after the event.
Yeah,
it's like we're ready for next year.
That's the thing that I was talking to Jeff up at Lupula, and I'm like, how come you guys don't have a polka band? It's like, well, they're like, we tried, or like brat food trucks.
Yeah.
If you're looking to book a brat food truck anytime,
good luck.
Yeah, build a time machine.
Back
to last year and sign a contract. So
I mean it's easier for us to book some of the food things because we're so large. 6,500 people there. You go to any other, Oedipus has a pretty big, like a couple weekends, and they do a lot of people through there. But you go to some of the other ones, they're not that big about events compared to ours. So it's easier for us to say, hey, we want Gerhard's brats for our weekend.
Sure.
Like, I sell a lot of brats.
Or we want Aki's pretzels.
I want to be there.
Northeast.
I want to be there.
Okay.
It's like, so like, but yeah, it kind of goes in spurts where you do some things early on, then it kind of takes a big break.
Sure.
And all of a sudden you're like, I got to book. It sounds cheesy. We got to book our keg trailers. We got to book our porta potties, things like that. They start doing that.
We've got to order our 1,000 glassware.
They start doing that in like May and June, and all of a sudden get to this time of year now, the ticket site's got to be ready by early August.
Okay.
So that usually takes a day to build. It's like
okay.
I can do a lot. It's a lot of copying, but over from last year, but it's like you got to build it and change dates and whatnot.
Sure.
But the real heart starts the week after the fair ends, because we know we don't put a lot of effort into marketing right now because people are fair.
Yeah, it kind of gets lost in the shuffle.
So it's like at least we don't spend money on that part. Once the fair is over, now we can start spending money on it.
Sure.
You know, where we're doing more advertising, or we're doing like our more events.
You had mentioned earlier about seeing us around town in our lederhosen, and a lot of that is, it's like we go out and do the old-fashioned boots on the ground kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Boots on the ground and pints in hand, and going to different breweries, and especially those that are obviously our brewery partners, and going to there and supporting them. And one of the best compliments that we had was from the owner of Oedipals, and he was just like, he used us as an example to other vendors, and he's like, Chip and Ryan are out here like in weeks and months in advance and promoting their event and handing out stickers and business cards and saying, hey, come on and join us out here. And I just thought that was such a great thing. And that is something that we learned from our boss at the state fair.
Yeah.
And that's why I think, one, he offered to sell us the business, because he knew that we were going to give our all to the Oktoberfest. And, you know.
Well, I think fundamentally there is really no substitute for that type of way to engage people. Mm-hmm. It's one thing to sponsor ads on different things on the websites and different things, but like when you are visible out and about, I mean that's key. Because that shows not only is this event a thing, but it's like it's really important to you and you're very passionate about it. And I think that's probably, I've been to a lot of Oktoberfest, and it's like some breweries just like really, I guess we got to do an Oktoberfest party. And it's like I've looked at like breweries that are having an Oktoberfest party. They don't even have an Oktoberfest. I'm like, what are you doing? This is sad. But like you live it, you breathe it, and I think that energy really shows. So I think that's. I'm always pretty amazed.
Yeah.
Because last year, like, saw you guys up at Lupulin, and then I saw you at Oedipals. I'm like, wow, they're really pounding the pavement out there. That's really great.
Well, it's funny because last Friday,
say the same story. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'll tell the same.
So Ryan and I and a couple other friends, we were at Oedipals for the Guster concert. Their summer concert series, and we were there, and we were standing right next to Gerhard's Brat. So we were eating a brat. And this guy is like, because surprise, surprise, I was wearing an Oktoberfest shirt. And he's like, hey, great shirt. Where can I get one of those? And I go, well, I actually made this. And he's like, you did? And I'm like, well, yeah, I'm the owner of Twin Cities Oktoberfest. And so we had an awesome, like, 10-minute conversation with, I think it was like 3 couples.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, great. And I, handed him a sticker and reached into my wallet and pulled out a sticker and handed him that to each couple or whatever. And they were like, oh, we'll for sure be there, and or I remember.
Well, and they're big Oktoberfest fans, and they go to them every year in different breweries, so they've never been to ours. So
for sure. Yeah. Or I remember it was, I think 2 years ago, when I was working at the state fair. This woman and her father came up. And we had a great conversation, and they bought lots of beers from me, and which is always a good thing. And so they said, oh, yeah, for sure, we'll see you at Oktoberfest. And, so she came up at Oktoberfest, and the sea of humanity at the Oktoberfest. And she was like, you probably don't remember me. And I was like, Sarah. And she was like, whoa, you remember me? And it was just like, I'm like, oh, that was, but that's it, making those connections.
That personal touch is so important. I mean, you can't replicate that online. You just have to, when you make a connection and you remember somebody, that's really important to people. So that's really awesome. I'm noticing we got some empty glasses here, so I think this might be a good time to pause. We'll take a little break. When we come back, we're going to talk. I want to know about how you go about curating the tap list at the Oktoberfest. So again, we're recording live at. We're on location at Liftbridge, and I'm talking to Chip and Ryan from the Twin Cities Oktoberfest. Hey, thank you so much for listening. Hopefully you're enjoying a One Pint Stand. My aim is to help spread the word about craft beer. Enjoying craft beer is a passion of mine, and I love chatting about it with other people. A One Pint Stand has a goal of helping breweries tell their stories. I love to get out in and beyond Minnesota to visit breweries, beer bars, and meet other interesting beer people. If you are also into those things, you probably want to keep tabs on the show. So go ahead and follow a One Pint Stand on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We would also appreciate any and all positive reviews on Spotify and iTunes to help make it easier for other craft beer listeners to find us. If you like reading about craft beer, I started my own blog, and all of my writing can be found at aonepintstand.com. After 8 years of writing as editor-in-chief at Beer Pluma, it was time for me to start my own blog. So make sure you check out the blog for some interesting craft beer content of the written variety. I truly appreciate you listening and taking time to enjoy our stories. Now, back to the show. All right, we got full pints of Oktoberfest, refilled. So
delicious.
good. So this is my second Oktoberfest of the year so far. My first I enjoyed at Sierra Nevada, which everybody jokes around in Asheville. I was out in Asheville for a week, and they're like, "Are you going to go to the airport bar, aka Sierra Nevada?" Because it's like a 5-minute ride to the airport from Sierra Nevada. So I'm like, well, yeah, I'll go there before my flight. And I walk in, it's so funny. They've got a line of suitcases just under this one table. So like everybody does it. I'm like, why don't you just get a shuttle to the airport from Sierra Nevada? Because it's I mean, that'd be perfect. You'd get even more people coming in. So I had that Oktoberfest. This is my first Minnesota Oktoberfest of the year.
Nice.
And now this. When did this release here at the
we
Lethbridge
just
Taproom?
tapped it a week ago Tuesday. So actually, and you said I wasn't wearing my lederhosen, but I was wearing it that day. So I showed up, and then
I was going to say, I'm wearing it under my cargo shorts. And, well, that takes dedication, I'm going to be honest.
Ryan and our partner from SG Edelweiss, which are traditional Bavarian dancers from right here in St. Paul.
Oh, yeah.
And so they've been at Oktoberfest every single year. So this will be their 13th year. But they were just crowned North America's best Bavarian dance group. And just like 3 weeks ago, something like that.
Oh, that's really cool.
And then they also competed in Germany this year.
In May,
and they had several. As a group, they took 5th in the world. This is in Bavaria.
Yeah.
They took 5th in the world, and then they had several, because it's kind of like gymnastics or whatever. Like you compete as a team, but then you can also compete as individuals. So they had several individuals that took first place and second place and third place.
Yeah, that's outstanding.
So, yeah.
Okay.
And then, of course, we'll have them at Twin Cities Oktoberfest on October 6th and 7th.
You know, you've talked a lot about the event, the venue, the location. I am always obviously interested in the beers. And last year was my first time going to the Twin Cities Oktoberfest. It is so crazy that time of year to try to get around and visit all the different ones. But Rick and Paige had been to the Twin Cities Oktoberfest numerous times, and they're like, when are you going to come with us to this thing? You got to go. And ironically, last year was the first time I went, and they were like out of town. They were doing all sorts of crazy stuff with Houndstooth. But I thought it was a really wonderful time. I went on Friday night, and it was perfect weather. Not too hot, not too cold, but like weather where you could wear like long sleeves and I think,
leather pants.
Oh yeah, I mean
shorts.
If it's Friday night, I'm wearing leather pants, whether it's January or July. It's part of my charm, and other people would say that's why we don't hang out anymore. But I think that maybe that's part of the enjoyment of Oktoberfest because, I mean, yes. Summer in Minnesota is wonderful.
Yep.
But I feel like if you've grown up here, as I have, after the state fair, I'm done with heat.
Yeah.
I want crisp. I want cool. And as I have become a ravenous craft beer drinker, I want the malty, clinkable beers that the Oktoberfest provides. It's the brats, it's the pretzels, it's the beers. It's that whole thing of just like being outside when it's like just really nice, and there's something about that is so magical. And last year, I had a great time at the Twin Cities Oktoberfest, but I was really pleased with the variety of different beers that you had. Mm-hmm. So if you're able to, can you talk a little bit about the process that you go through to kind of curate that, what's going to be pouring at the Twin Cities Oktoberfest?
Well, I think, first of all, it's got to be local. That's the whole thing. That's, it always has been. And as far as we're concerned, it always will be as long as we own it. Because it's like there's how many different breweries in the cities, in the metro area. It's like it's got to be local.
Yeah, and well, let me interject too. Like, so in last year, 2022, like as we all do, like, right, you see these articles about best Oktoberfests in the USA or in the world or whatever, and I'm scrolling through this article, and in 2022, Tasting Table magazine listed us as the number 4 best Oktoberfest in the nation.
Yeah,
and it was like. And it's like some of those things, like, I mean, we all know how those things work. Like you pay money or whatever, and it was just like I'd never read Tasting Table magazine, but now it's my favorite magazine in the world.
Right.
And but one of the things that they pointed out was that we were one of the only Oktoberfest that is all local beer.
Yeah.
And we're not trying to be Germany. We know. And it's like we could have all kinds of German beers on tap if we wanted to. But, I mean, especially me working, at a local brewery here, it's like those dollars make a big difference right here in our community. And that's the whole idea behind. It's like I always say, it's in our name. We're called Twin Cities Oktoberfest. We're not called just Oktoberfest. It's like we really want to showcase what we can do awesomely in Minnesota. Mm-hmm. And like you pointed out, like we're in the golden age. Like there are some awesome breweries out there. And I think this is our probably best lineup that we've ever had. So
So go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, just to go back to like how we choose is like, it's got to be, obviously it's got to be quality beer. Most of them are in the Twin Cities, of course, but it's like, it's got to be a good name recognition. It's got to be good fun. Like you go to Oedipals. Oedipals is a fun brewery, man. They have their back patio area is hard to beat. It's like it's a good time, and you see the Lupaline guys. They're out having fun. If you ever watch their reels on Instagram, they're hilarious.
Yeah,
they do great work. And like Liftbridge has been around forever, and it's like these guys do phenomenal beer, well respected in the state and around the area, and that's first and foremost. But I will say, I'll throw a shout out to Paige.
Yeah.
A couple years ago, I reached out to Paige, and maybe it might have even been last year. Like, hey, here's what Chip and I are considering for breweries. And I listed a name, and she's like boom, 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 boom. She's like, can't go wrong with any of these. This place is, and she's funny. I'm at Hop and Barrel right now because Hop and Barrel was one of our sponsors last year, one of our partners.
Yep, yeah.
She's like, I'm at their brewery right now as I'm texting you this information because that's when reaching out to her for advice. Like we talk to folks that are in the know. It's like, I can't get to them all. I mean,
you live, drink, and breathe craft brew, right? So it's like, why wouldn't we trust your opinion or ask your opinion?
So, well, and I think, there's like I'm always a fan of getting out and like, okay, we all know that yes, Shells has an awesome Oktoberfest, Summit has an awesome Oktoberfest. My mission as a blogger, as a podcaster, is to look at all of it. And there's a lot of really great smaller breweries that fly under the radar that brew excellent beers. A lot of them do really incredible Oktoberfest, but like I think like unless people are willing to get outside the 694 or 494 loop and travel a little ways and discover these little hidden gems, like they're gonna miss out on a lot. So I think it's fun to see that it's not just like the usual suspects or who you would expect, who everybody knows.
Right.
So I think that's good. And one thing I wanted to say is I think it's great that you have a cider option.
Yeah.
Sociable, they create a bunch of wonderful different drinks, and I think that's also a good fall beverage to have along with the beers.
Yeah, and I will say Sociable cider, I mean, they do a great job, obviously. They're very popular, and pound for pound, for what we bring in and what we sell for them, no one beats them. I mean, it's like they clear out, man. It's like people, I mean, it's like I didn't really drink cider until I started drinking Sociable cider. Like some of their options, especially their fall options, like the Rusty Chain, man, that is a great dry cider. And it's just like stuff like, you see that, and it's like people get there in the event, and it's like I've had 4 beers, I could use a break in beer.
Yeah.
As me, I have no problem switching over to a cider to say I could just use a little break in beer.
Well, and it's also like bringing in, like if you've got a group of friends and somebody isn't a beer person, but it's like they like cider, that's a nice way to be a little bit more inclusive. Like you said earlier with the food, not everybody, well, I can't fathom it, but not everybody's into a pretzel the size of a city bus steering wheel and a bratwurst. That's fine. There's a lot of, everybody needs to do them.
Right.
So again, I think we touched on it in the first part of the interview, but if you want to list which breweries and cideries you'll be featuring this year at the 2023 Twin Cities Oktoberfest.
You bet. So Udapul's is our top sponsor, so they're our platinum sponsor, and this is our
third year with them.
Third year with Udapul's. And then our gold sponsor is Lupulin, and this is their second year.
Yep.
And Liftbridge is our silver sponsor, and so this is their first year. And it was so funny. My buddy, my boss Brad, was just like, "Well, we pretty much have to be a sponsor, don't we?" And I was like, "Well, I mean,
you don't even have to chain yourself to the tank this time. That's great."
Exactly. And so super excited to have Liftbridge with us this year for the first time, and then we have Sociable Cider as our bronze sponsor.
Yeah. So that's probably their 5th year. Actually, they might have even been the year before we owned it.
5th or 6th.
Yeah.
And then we also do have wine. So we do do carry wine. But it's again, like you said, you have a group of friends, and it's like, hey, I'm hardcore beer drinker, and I'm a cider drinker, and then, well, what do you have for me? Well, we have wine, for people. So.
And then you said that obviously it's open to all ages.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I didn't, because I was just in the beer zone. Yep. What are the NA options for like kids or people that are not drinking alcohol? What can they expect?
Well, this year it'd be probably just pop and water. That's a big thing. Like, each food vendor carries their own soda. So they'll have they could have Coke or Pepsi products.
Okay, all right, perfect.
And bottled water.
And bottled water, yes.
Because Liftbridge does a mean root beer.
We do.
Will there be?
Actually, we have done root beer in the past with Sarah from Sarah's Tipsy Pies. Who's been with us every year. We've owned it. Sarah's awesome.
She's done Liftbridge on draft before.
Yep.
So I don't know if she is this year, but we'll double check with her.
Yeah.
Sarah, if you're listening to this, order the Liftbridge.
Perfect. So you said, again, the Twin Cities Oktoberfest is taking place on October
6th and 7th.
6th and 7th.
Yep,
Okay.
Friday, Saturday.
Go to the website, TC Oktoberfest, all one word with a K. Otherwise, you can search it on Eventbrite, and walk-up sales on the event are fine. Looking at my crystal ball, there's a lot going on in the Twin Cities that weekend. So, if you're let's say there's a Loons game that night. All right, you want to come in. Make a day of it,
baby.
Make it, come
You're
on.
right down the road from the Loons game. You're literally right down Snelling. There's a bus that runs.
Yeah, it's easy. Free parking, okay? Because I don't know if you tried to park at a Loons game. It's easier to do a Rubik's Cube in under 30 seconds. That's just me. I'm a grumpy 44-year-old man that all of a sudden doesn't want to have a challenge when it comes to parking. But I guess that's a rite of passage. But, you could come in. When you said on Saturday, doors open at noon. Come in, have a bratwurst, have a pretzel, have a couple of brewskis, and then head on down to the Loons game. I don't know what time there's a Gophers game that day.
That's TBD.
We'll find that out in mid-September probably.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're going to the Gophers game, the fairgrounds is a hop, skip, and a jump. So.
Oh, right, and you either pre or post game with a
and a lot of Gopher fans tailgate on the fairgrounds. That's one of their tailgating lots.
Yeah. So. Come and tailgate for us. You don't even need to worry about your charcoal briquettes.
Leave the grill at home and just bring your fun pants or your lederhosen. So that's exciting. Talk to me about so obviously we've covered like the beers.
Yep.
There's going to be brats.
Yep.
There's going to be pretzels, Sarah's Tipsy Pies,
Big Guys Barbecue.
What can people look forward to from the entertainment standpoint?
Oh, nice. So, I mean, as we just kind of kicked off our online promotions and stuff, we've got more beer than ever. We've got more entertainment than ever. So we've added bands. We used to do just a Friday night with one band, and now we're going to do two bands.
Yep.
And on Saturday, it used to just be two bands, and now it's going to be three bands. So more entertainment
and
options.
Possibly more.
Yeah, we may be doing some outside tent entertainment.
Yes.
So TBD. You got to keep looking at socials. So.
Okay.
But I'll let Ryan talk about the bands that we have booked.
You bet. Yeah. So like Friday, Dr. Kielbasa opening up the show.
The greatest name in the history of Oktoberfest.
I was going to say, he did my knee replacement 2 years ago. So it's still like
Makes
a well-oiled
every
sausage.
time you look at it. Anyway, they have the greatest T-shirts. It's literally just a Dr. Kielbasa across the front of it.
Yeah,
in
black and white.
Big, bold white letters on a black shirt. I love it. But they're opening up, and they played off and on for us over the years. And then closing that night was the stand-ups. They actually played Saturday night last year. They were the best band we've had there.
Okay.
And
they're like a classic rock band, and they have horns. It's like a 7-piece band.
Cool.
Yep,
And
they
so
are
they
fun.
are really good at getting the crowd engaged, and they're high energy and super
'cause
exciting.
Some of the feedback we received was on Friday night, people going to the show or going to the event. Yeah, it's a German band. It's great. Dr. Kielbasa will be there, German band. But if you want to stay later, there's an actual band. And it's like they enjoy and dance, dance a lot more, not just do polka. So that's the stand-ups is playing Friday night. Saturday, we're starting off with the classic Bavarian Music Meisters. They have that's a 35-piece band, so we have to get a stage big enough for 35 people. And these guys are great, and they love being there. We love having them. They're opening up. Then mid-afternoon, we have the Alpenstern's going to be playing. They are the premier Midwest band.
They have the huge big horn, you know what I mean? They yodel, and it's
like
phenomenal.
the Ricola commercial thing?
Yeah. Jim with Alpenstern, he is great, and it's like he gets the crowd involved.
They're
really
phenomenal.
involved, and they've been there the last few years now. They're awesome. And then that night we're bringing in a soul band.
Oh,
yeah. So
good.
they play that night. Papa Roof and the Soul Villains.
Okay.
And actually they're right in Minneapolis. All these bands are local.
Yeah, because you just saw them a couple weeks ago,
I
right?
saw them in Minneapolis. Yeah. So it's like, and I found out they're actual neighbors of mine, or pretty close to being neighbors. And it's like, so those are our bands, and then we're toying with the idea and doing something in the tent. It's like the tent's it's there, and it's like. Let's use it. Get people, because we have food outside. Let's have music outside too.
So then, of course, and we alluded to it earlier, or we talked about SG Edelweiss St. Paul. So again, world-class Bavarian dancing troupe, and so they'll be doing their displays, and it's like the men and women, and so if you've ever seen that and
kids
and kids,
all the way down to like 6-year-olds.
Yeah.
Man. It's pretty intense.
If you've never seen German dancing, just think of European Vacation and Chevy Chase and getting in the slap fight. I mean, that was my introduction.
Yes, such a great reference there for that.
So yeah.
It's like, what are they doing?
Why are they slapping each other? Well,
So Edelweiss will be there. They're dancing on Friday and Saturday.
And then we have fun stuff. Hammerschlagen, of course, they've been there every year with us, I think.
Yep.
And
Steinholding
contest.
Oh yeah,
which you'll see at every Oktoberfest, but it's like.
But we started this when we took over.
Yep.
And so it was kind of just an impromptu charity Steinholding, basically. And so last year, or the last few years, we've raised over $2,200 in
per year.
Per year.
Yeah.
And it's you hold out the Stein for as long as you can, and then what's really super cool is, so you give your donation, and then you get a liter, our limited edition liter Steins, and you get it filled with your beer of choice, your
beverage of choice,
beer or cider,
and that's yours to keep, whatever you don't spill, right? So because at the end, like if you've seen it, it's like you're spilling, but. And then all that money goes to charity. And then if you win, and we have 6 different heats. We have three men's divisions and 3 women's divisions. So we have one on, we have 2 contests Friday night and then 4 contests Saturday. And if you win a year of beer from Oedipals. So yes.
Oh gosh.
Now you're like, I need to train.
I'm gonna go Google how to prep for Steinholding.
And you win a year of beer. So they'll do a growler a month for a year, basically, for free, which is super, super cool.
What is the charity that you work with?
We're still narrowing that down right now. So, and that's the other really kind of cool thing. I mean, we don't really make a big deal of it, but it is. We rely on charities. Like if you've gone to Twins game or whatever, like what you don't realize is that most of those are all staffed by charities, right?
Yeah,
and so
or school or something
or whoever. And so that's what we do with our Oktoberfest. Like 90% of our staff is by charities. Yeah. And so that money goes to those different charities.
Okay. All right.
And so it's like, and somebody said, well, you're asking for volunteers, and it's like, yeah, but we're paying. Like, we're not getting.
I know we're not
paying it for free.
Yeah.
Like, we're paying. It's just that money is going to charity instead of paying you, Dan, and then you donating. Like, no, it's just cutting out the middleman, and it's going right to the charity.
That's really cool. I guess I didn't realize that. That's really awesome.
So I mean, we last year between the Steinholding contest, the tips, because all the tips goes to a charity as well. And the volunteer hours, it was over $10,000 into the community right here in St. Paul, Minneapolis.
That's really great.
Yep.
So we're super proud of that.
Yep.
So I got another question along the beer lines. So you've got this year pouring at the Twin Cities Oktoberfest. It's going to be Oedipals.
Yep.
Lupulin.
Liftbridge.
And Sociable.
Yep.
Okay. Obviously, as this event grows, which it has, and it will continue to grow, is there a process to like bringing in more beer vendors? Does that come from you, or like if there's a brewery that makes a fantastic Oktoberfest, is that something that like you? Is there a process for like if somebody's like, hey, I'd like to be part of this? How does a conversation start to add a new beer to the fold?
Well, anyone can always reach out to us, and if they're interested in being involved. But a lot of it comes down to who we reach out to ourselves.
Sure.
Initially, it was through our the distributor that did most of the distributing for our event.
Okay.
So that's how we initially got started. But now being more in the community, you get kind of ideas like, well, now Chips with Liftbridge, and as we talked to Oedipals, like who else do you think we could ask, type of thing. Because somebody like.
Well, it has to be somebody who makes enough.
Yeah.
Right.
Because what is the average? I guess how many kegs do you need somebody to be able to promise? It's got to be a lot.
I don't think we actually don't put any requirement on that.
Okay.
It's more or less like if we require sponsorship fees, obviously, if they're willing to do that, that's and how much we sell. They might in the end say it's not worth it for me to come back,
right?
Type of thing. But if you're selling 30, 40 kegs in the weekend, it's a good.
Yeah.
It makes it worth your while.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it is, and it's getting your name out there because we don't mess around when it comes to advertising who we work with. It's like. We'll get on TV. Hopefully, we'll get on TV again this year. But the last couple of years, we've been on TV a few times with either Care 11 or CCO, KSTP, or Fox 9 type of thing. And it's like we try to promote the people that are giving us money to be there.
Yeah,
it's like it's like if you're going to spend this money with us, we want to make sure people know who you are and where you are.
Well, a positive partnership.
Yeah. So it's like, hey,
you're
you're coming here to drink. Hey, if you have not had Oedipal's beer. Have at our event. Hey, guess what? They're right in North Minneapolis, man. They're right as about as central as you get.
Yeah.
And it's right off the highway, pretty much.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but the breweries that are featured there, obviously, they're pouring in Oktoberfest, but don't they? There's other options from those breweries as well.
Yeah, for sure.
I remember last year that I think Lupulin had their chocolate peanut butter porter.
Yep.
So it's not just Oktoberfest beers.
Correct.
So if Oktoberfest isn't your style of choice,
Right. We really, we work with each individual brewery. So if it's like, we want to have their, flagship be representative or whatever that is. So for Liftbridge, like I would be very surprised if we didn't have Mango Blonde on tap. So no, we'll have Mango Blonde on tap or Farm Girl. Like those are the ones that you're going to have. So we'll have all kinds of styles because, like you said, we want to have options for every beer drinker, and that is the beauty of craft brewery, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like there is a flavor out there for everybody.
Yes.
And sometimes it's like if you're at one of these festivals, like Twin Cities Oktoberfest, you'll try something that you wouldn't normally go and order.
Right.
Like I've had multiple people like come into the tap room here in Liftbridge and just be like, you know what, I'm a Miller Lite girl, or I only drink Coors Original, and it's just like, oh really? Have you tried XYZ? And it's just like, oh my God, that's really good. And it's like, yeah, exactly. Like open up, it opens up your horizons.
Well, it's that personal touch. Again, we get back to it. Like you both go out and, engage people individually, that when somebody comes into the tap room and like, this could be their first interaction with craft beer.
Yeah.
So you don't want to like poo-poo what they drink. Be like, hey, so you like that? Well, here's something similar. Try that. Like that's a customer for life. And last I checked, people don't just go to breweries by themselves. They bring others. So it's like a really good way to like get people into the fold. And so like, again, I would imagine that it's like with the Twin Cities Oktoberfest, people aren't just flying solo. They're bringing their friends. So, if you're listening to this and you haven't been, get a group.
Yeah.
Get a group together. Come on down. There's free parking. So that's
huge.
That's a plus, and it's a lot of space.
Yeah.
So
and I will say, like, we have 22 different beer ciders on tap.
Yeah.
Some of those are the same style. There'll be 3 Oktoberfest, but none of those 3 taste remotely close to each other.
Well, I remember last year, I think I drank Udapil's Helles when I was looking for a little change of pace.
Right.
A friend I was with, she wanted to have the chocolate peanut butter porter because that's awesome. So it's a variety
You get
of
the
different
tropical
things.
fun pans from Lupulin. That's a fun beer. They had that there last year. Again, it's like they say, what do you want to serve? And it's like, okay, let's do this. I'm like, well,
or we went, like we had one of our partners, and they were like, oh, we should do this, and I'm like, I don't think that's quite the fit, and so it's a back and forth.
Or they don't want to put their flagship on. Like, you sure you don't want to put your flagship? What you're known for?
Yeah.
Right.
Like someone like,
because people are going to come here and ask for your flagship.
Yeah.
Like if they know you're here.
Yeah.
So we want to make
especially
sure
if you have 4 or 5, 6 selections up there for your brewery. It's just like, okay, let's throw one of those on that
and then
people
we'll
have heard
also
of.
do some fun stuff like like a firkin of like a crazy flavor that we've never done before. Like I know Sociable a couple years ago they did like a hazy or like a blueberry mead.
Yeah,
I think they did for us. And it was.
I've had some of their meads before. They're delicious.
Yeah, meads is a very underrated beverage. So but like ancient. Like I mean, they've been around for
literally thousands of years.
Yeah. And but it's neat. So we'll do some of those special flavors as well. So it's kind of cool.
Well, that's very exciting. So again, the 2023 Twin Cities Oktoberfest happening at the Minnesota State Fairgrounds, October 6th and 7th. You can buy tickets several different ways. But if you want a guaranteed specialty mug, get on the list early. TCOktoberfest.com. Or the Eventbrite website. Just search up the event, Twin Cities Oktoberfest.
We also encourage, like, if you don't want to buy the Stein package, bring your own Stein. Like, that's a really cool thing that every year we had a gentleman show up a few years ago. He had a 5-liter Stein.
Oh boy!
This thing.
I have a picture of it somewhere on my phone. I can find a chip filling it up. This 5-liter Stein.
It took a long time to fill that up, and it was very heavy.
Did he order a beer while he waited for it to be filled?
I'm like 5 liters.
How many tickets does this cost?
Yeah, I had to calculate it out because it was a lot.
Yeah. Well, that's exciting. I'm looking forward to being there again this year. You know, it's one of those things where I'm like, I had not been. But now that I've been, I'm like, oh, it's so fun. I'm not going to miss any more.
Yeah, so. It's like you put it on the calendar every year. It's just like, boom, must attend.
Well, I cannot thank you both for taking the time out of your Friday afternoon to sit here and chat beer with me about the Twin Cities Oktoberfest.
Well, Dan, whenever you want to drink beer and BS, I'm all in.
Oh, okay. I'll see you tomorrow morning.
We can't thank you enough.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Prost.
Yes. Holy Stromboli. Does it get any better than Chip and Ryan? Oh, my Lord. We had so much fun chatting. So make sure you have the Twin Cities Oktoberfest on your social radar. It is the 4th largest Oktoberfest celebration in the country, and it takes place on Friday, October 6th and Saturday, October 7th at the Minnesota State Fairgrounds. Go to tcoktoberfest.com to get your tickets. I think pro tip, obviously get the Stein, the huge liter Stein mug, and make sure you fill that up with all the delicious local craft beer from Liftbridge, Lupulin, Uda Pils, and Sociable, and enjoy the music and the food and have a good time. I had so much fun. It's been really, really kind of cool. I got I met Chip and Ryan several years ago, and they're just salt of the earth people, and they have so much passion for doing good and really putting a lot of energy into making the Twin Cities Oktoberfest an event that is not to be missed. So I'm happy that we were able to sit down and they were able to tell their story. So with that, this brings us to a close. Another episode of A One Pint Stand is in the books. Remember, this is your Minnesota Craft Beer Podcast where the pants stay on, but the caps come off. Cheers.
Dr. Kielbasa opening up the show.
The greatest name in the history of Oktoberfest.
I was going to say, he did my knee replacement 2 years ago. So it's still like
Makes
a well-oiled
you hungry every time you
sausage.
look at it.